What's up, guys? Back with another vid. So, this video I'm going to talk about my crew cross-country experience. I think it is probably the most worthless part of the program, honestly. Honestly, within your first two flights of the program, not the program, but by the first two flights that you do with your partner of your crew cross countries, you will have learned everything that you're going to learn up to that phase. And first off, if my partner is watching this video, I am not hating on you in any shape, way, or form. Like, you were an A1 partner, dude. I couldn't have asked for anybody better. What I am saying, though, is that the time that you are using in crew cross country, you could be spending with an instructor, kind of getting an idea of like new things you need to improve on. Or one of the ways that a crew cross country could be improved is if ATP allowed you to fly in conditions that are actually going to improve your piloting ability. For example, there were multiple times during me and my partner's crew experience that we could have gone, and we legally could have gone, but ATP deemed it was unsafe for us to go. And that's where I'm kind of like, well, that sucks, but you know, we're either I'm PIC or he's PIC, and it is our job to determine whether or not it's safe to fly based upon our skills, our experience, our comfort level, right? And if you're telling us, oh yeah, you know, you can't go because I'm not comfortable with you going, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of us building ADM skills while we're on our crew cross countries. Because there was one time we were in Palomar. No, were we in Palomar? I think we were in Palomar. And guys, it was a beautiful day to fly. The visibility was good. Probably maybe 10, 20 miles, something like that. The only problem was Palomar's on the coast of California, and they get this phenomenon, I forgot exactly what it's called, but basically early in the morning before it warms up, there's just this really low layer of clouds. And it's about 300 feet AGL, and it's at the most, at the absolute most, it is like 200 feet high. So it goes from 300 feet AGL to 500 feet AGL, right? That's maybe 2 minutes of IMC at the absolute most. And so I was like, you know, this is perfectly safe to fly. Here we're insurance rated pilots. You know, we've been trained to do this. We'll spend 2 minutes in the clouds, and then we'll be out. We'll be in VMC. So I call up ATP flight ops, and they look at the MEDAR for Palomar, and the MEDAR made it look way worse than it actually is. And you know, they're telling me, you know, you have a really, really low cloud layer. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but it's not anything dangerous. I am an insurance rated pilot. I know this isn't dangerous. All it is just it's called marine layer. All it is, the marine layer is over the airport, and it's about 200 feet high. We'll go through it, we'll be out, we'll be in BMC the whole way there. And so flight ops just was not having it. They were like, no, you're not gonna go. No, it's too dangerous. And I'm like, buddy, wait, hold on. What did I waste money on an insurance rating for if you're not gonna let me go into the clouds? So we had to wait. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. We had to wait until 11 or 12 that day before we could finally take off. So the marine layer finally clears up, and we go to Yuma. And we get to Yuma, and we are gonna go from Yuma to Gateway, which is my home base. Between us is a developing thunderstorm, okay? However, it's not really, this is gonna sound bad to those of you who kind of are really on the safe side of things, but it wasn't that bad. I'm familiar I'm familiar with the weather in Arizona. I understand how the thunderstorms work out here. It was during monsoon season, so I really knew like what to expect. And I knew that during our time of passing, it wasn't going to be that bad. If anything, we were going to have some rain. But that's pretty much it. So before I called up ATP flight ops, they cleared us to leave. Somebody from Gateway had just landed at Yuma, and I was asking them, hey, what was the weather like? Because I see that developing thunderstorm, but I was thinking, it's not going to be that bad, just because we know how the weather works here. And they were like, yeah, it wasn't that bad, just a little bit of rain, but other than that, it's good, because, thunderstorms don't really develop here until later in the afternoon. I was like, yeah. That's what I was expecting. So I call up ATP flight ops. And they try to tell me, oh, no, this is going to be a big thunderstorm, it's not safe, just don't do it, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I decided, all right, this is ridiculous, because first off, my skills are never going to get any better if I just find the same old weather. Secondly, I know what to expect from this thunderstorm. Thirdly, I just spoke to an instructor who came from that way, who just told me that it's not that bad. And we looked at the weather, this was an informed decision. I wasn't just, oh, I know the weather here, so I'm just gonna go. No, I made an informed decision. I looked at all my weather products and whatnot. So I proceeded to have a discussion with ATP Flight Ops. And I went back and forth with them. I was like, look guys, I know what I'm doing. I know how to handle this. I've been in worse, I've flown in worse. This really isn't anything. If anything, we're gonna get some rain. And so after about 10 minutes of discussion, I was finally able to convince ATP to let us go. And so they let us go under the condition that if it gets bad, we'll turn around. I said sure, but in reality, we were just gonna go a different route, because there's two routes to get away from Yuma, and we were taking the southern route. If we would have taken the northern route, there was absolutely nothing there, and it's a quick little hop to get to the northern route. So we were just gonna diverge to do the northern route. But anyways, so we get into the air, and we get to where the thunderstorm is, and honestly, it is not that bad, guys. There's a pretty big overcast, but the thunderstorm hadn't even started to develop yet. We got rain for maybe 2 minutes, and it was super light rain. Nothing violent at all. I was like, I told you, man, I told you. So we land, and we talked to flight ops, and they're like, hey, how was the weather? And I was like, it was fine. Like I said, it wasn't going to be an issue. And so it's one of those things where ATP doesn't let you hone in your skills, and it doesn't allow you to it doesn't give you the chance to make good ADM. Because let's say I had decided to go on that flight, right? Which I did. But let's say instead of it being how I predicted, instead we got hit with a really bad thunderstorm, and all of a sudden, we were put in kind of a life-threatening situation. At that point, when we would have landed, I would have known that, okay, maybe next time I should just not go, or I should give it a lot more thought, right? And so with that being said, ATP, it doesn't really allow you a lot of time to develop your ADM skills, and that's the biggest downfall of crew cross countries, because that's what it's there for. And then besides that, my crew cross country ended up taking a whole month, because the first week they couldn't find a partner for me, and then they finally did find a partner for me, and me and my partner ended up getting a really crappy plane, so then we got stuck in Bakersfield, and then we had to drive from Bakersfield to, this is all in California, by the way. We had to drive from Bakersfield to Riverside on a Sunday, all in one day. Not all in one day, but all in 2 hours. And the following day was Labor Day. So had we have not gotten that rental car to Riverside, by the time that rental car place closed, we would have had to explain to ATP why they're paying for another day of rental car. So we were literally booking it from Bakersfield to Riverside. And so we get to Riverside, and this is why I don't like the Riverside base. I'm just saying it right now. I do not like ATP Riverside. The students there are cool, but some of the instructors, when I was there, or the one that I dealt with, he was So we get to Riverside, and Flight Ops assigns us a plane. And we're like, okay, cool, whatever. We go to Riverside to pick up that plane, and they're trying to tell us, oh yeah, this is our only Cessna, which it was, and you guys can't take the plane, blah blah blah, we're scheduled for the plane. And I was like, look buddy, Flight Ops Flight Ops scheduled us for that plane, right? That's our plane. This might be your last Cessna, but I I don't care. I really have no remorse. That's not my problem. We're taking this plane. We're bringing it back to you. So I don't even understand why you're freaking out. We'll have it back to you by 4, but we're taking the plane. Needless to say, that first day they did not let us take the plane. So we called up flight ops, and flight ops said, "Yeah, you guys have the plane. Just take the plane." And so I was like, you know what, fine, whatever. So we go to the airport the next day, and me and my partner are debating, you know, should we tell them that we're taking the plane? And I said, you know, no, screw it. We went in there, we got the keys, pre-filed the plane, and we left. Because we were not about to sit there trying to explain to these people, this one in particular instructor, why we were taking the plane. No. Flight ops give us that plane. You guys don't have another Cessna. That is really unfortunate. But all your students are working in the Seminole anyways, so I don't see what your problem is. So we took their Cessna, and I think we brought it back that day, but I don't remember, and I don't care, because what happens is if we take a Cessna from on base, there's going to be somebody else bringing one in, so they had no reason to flip out. So yeah, that was kind of my experience. After all that, me and my partner really got into a routine, and then flight ops calls and tells us, oh yeah, well, your partner's done, and so your partner's going to be sent back to you and your partner are going to fly back to Palomar, and you, as in me, I was getting sent back to Phoenix, because I had flown from Phoenix to San Diego to do my career cross countries. So me and my partner, this is a whole nother day, we're in Yuma, we fly back to Palomar, which is about 40 miles to the north of San Diego, and he takes me to San Diego International. I fly back to Phoenix, and I wait another week to find another partner so I can finish up like these last 4 or 5 hours that I have. So finally, like a week later, I can finish up these last few hours, and finally I get a phone call and like, okay, Could, you're done with crew. You have until October the 9th to finish your comm multi. And at that point, October the 9th couldn't have been, October the 9th couldn't have been more than 2 weeks away. So in 2 weeks, they wanted me to finish private multi and comm multi at the busiest ATP facility, not accounting for check ride availability. Needless to say, that did not happen, because I did not finish my comm multi until probably like October 22nd-ish. And they can't complain, because it wasn't my fault. There wasn't check rides available. You know, and I ended up having an interview with Flying Magazines, which kind of took some time away from the whole training thing. So they really didn't have anything to complain about. But yeah, guys, that was my career cross country experience. Some people I've talked to, they've had a really good experience. This one guy I know got his crew done in a week. Other people had the same experience I did. They had like a month on crew. Some people had like 2 weeks on crew. They said it was whatever. So it's really a hit or miss thing. You guys might have a really good crew experience, or you guys might have a really, really bad crew experience. And that's just the nature of the game, and there's really nothing you can do about it. ATP advertises coast-to-coast crew cross countries. Don't believe it. I bugged flight ops so much to miss someplace cool, and the furthest that we went was Livermore, California, which is just slightly southeast. No, just east of San Francisco. That was the furthest north that we went. And they were advertising that you can go from Gateway to Jacksonville and back. That doesn't happen. No, just don't expect that. Anyways, guys, that was my experience. If you guys have any questions about crew, cross countries, or any of that, you know, as always, leave a comment below. Questions. I'll get back to you guys as always. If you guys have any personal questions you want to ask me, you know, feel free to shoot me an email. Just ask for it below. I'll give you guys an email. But yeah, that was my crew experience. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a good one. Happy holidays to you all. We're entering the holiday season now, so yeah, happy holidays. Blue skies and a tailwind to you all. Hope your flight training is going well. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. I'll get back to you guys. Anyway, see you guys. Have a good one.